Today we're going to be talking about types of percent change. Now, when we talk about percent change, we can be talking about two different things down here. And again, we're talking about real world situations. So if two stores are advertising and they advertise in different ways, for example, Sweaters R Us gives me $5 off, where Sweater Depot gives me the same sweater, but they're advertising it as a 15% off. What is better for me? So it's best for you if you can figure out what type of comparison we are making. Is the percent type of problem an increase type of problem where the new amount is more than the original amount? So examples of that would be tax, tip, or if something is marked up. Or it could be a percent decrease problem. So when the new amount is smaller than or less than the original amount. Now, an example of that is when we see sales and discounts, like the ones up here that we're talking about. So the reason for this example up here is to show you that we're always looking for that better deal, and it's helpful if we can use these increase and decrease problems to help us figure out where to shop. So some things to keep in mind as we're doing these types of problems. Any percents, as always, that they give you in the problem need to be converted. So, for example, if I have a 4% discount, I need to change that to 0.04. That's a very important first step in any of these problems. You also need to make sure that you're identifying what you have. Do I have a percent increase problem or do I have a percent decrease? Now, the formula that you are going to use for percent increase is you're going to take the original amount of the product, and since it's an increase, it's important to know I'm going to add whatever the percent is, so what percent tax or tip, times the original again, so that same number, and that formula is going to help me figure out my new price. Same thing with discount. You're going to notice it's very similar. So for sales and things like that, a decrease, I'm going to take that original amount, but this time I'm going to subtract those two things. The percent times the original again is going to give me my final amount. So you'll notice really the only difference is for increase I'm going to add, and for decrease I'm going to subtract. Okay? So let's try some problems. So very real world, I have a stereo that I want to buy. It's $345. And Best Buy is having a discount. How much do I have to pay if it's 15% off? So the first thing you want to do is identify that this is a decrease type of problem. So the formula I need to use is the original minus the percent times the original is going to give me that new sale price. So what I'm going to do to organize myself is I'm going to write O, percent, and new down the side so I can figure out what I have and what I need. So my original amount for the item I want is $3.45. The percent as a decimal is going to be 0.15. And my new amount is, I'm not sure. That's what I got to figure out. So I'm going to plug that information into my formula. You'll notice that the $3.45 shows up twice, right? It's my original amount. So I'm going to start by using order of operations, guys. This is really important. So PEMDAS tells me that I need to do multiplication first. So I'm going to do 345 times 0.15. So that gives me 51.75. Now that's a really significant number because that is going to be, I know you can't really see it, but this is my discount right here. This is how much money I'm going to get off of that stereo because it's 15% off. Okay, so that's why I do that first. Now I'm going to take this 345 and minus that discount price. So how much I have to pay at the store is actually $293.25. And that makes sense. You always want to ask yourself, does that number make sense? If it's a decrease problem, the price should go down. Okay, let's try another one. So this time I'm buying a shirt. It's $74. Woodfield Mall has a sales tax of 10.25, which is a lot. How much do you have to pay for the shirt? So since it's tax, it's going to be an increase. Again, I'm going to write my formula out so I remember. And I'm going to write O, percent, and N. Let's figure out what I have. So the original price of the shirt is $74. My tax as a percent, or as a decimal, remember I'm going to move that 2 times to the left is 0.1025. And I need to figure out that new price. I'm going to plug all that into my formula. Okay, so remember that original price goes in twice. Now I'm going to use order of operations. Don't forget, I'm going to do that multiplication first. You're going to start to see a pattern. So 0.1025 times 74 is $7.59. Again, I know you can't see that very well, but this is how much tax I'm paying on that shirt. So I'm going to bring down 74. So 74, my original amount, plus that tax is going to give me how much I have to pay. So now for that shirt, I have to pay $81.59.